Yeah.
And this brings us to our last, but certainly not least, Vegas. Out with Gallant, in with Pete DeBoer, formerly from San Jose, currently in Las Vegas. So they've only played 2 games against Ottawa and Montreal. They beat... they beat Ottawa, then lost to Montreal in OT. So far, that's not bump. I mean,
3 out of 4 points.
Yeah, but still, there's not like there's difficult teams. It's true, but
it's too small a sample size.
Yeah, too small of a sample size. Calgary's lineup when Jeff Ford came in was pretty easy as well. I remember that.
Yeah. Well, I think you have to wait a few more games on the Vegas to judge, but generally the bump, it's not a guarantee, but I think there's not much else general managers can do nowadays. Trading is very difficult because of the salary cap, and teams are, there's not a lot of teams making trades, so what else can you do but change the coach?
I feel there's no bump because of an OT loss. So
if they go 9-0-1, there's no bump.
No, but like right away there's an OT loss. Like for the Montreal game, they tied it up quite late. I think they were down by 2, scored 2 within the last 2 minutes or something. And it was looking good for them, but they couldn't close it. It was in the shootout that they lost. It wasn't OT. But they should have won that.
Still, you can't judge a bump or not. If St. Louis lost in OT the first game and goes on to win the cup, there's no bump.
All right. Let's just say the bump's not looking good.
It's 3 out of 4 points. Okay, should we do some onside offside?
All right, let's do it.
And let's see if it's onside.
Well, let's have a look at the replay.
To me, that's offside. Here's the verdict.
Yeah, that's going to be offside.
Okay, so this is onside offside, where we throw out a statement and we decide if that statement is correct, onside, or incorrect, offside.
Came in, someone entered the zone too early.
Yeah. Okay, I'll give the first one. Dan, is this onside or offside? Alexander Ovechkin,
Grade 8.
the grade 8, will be first on all-time goal-scoring leaders list when he retires.
That's a tough one. He just passed Mario Lemieux now, I think. He scored a hat-trick in his last game. So tying and passing Mario Lemieux in one game, bring him at 692.
Yeah, he's at 692. He's tied with Yzerman for 9th.
Needs to get up to 895 to be number 1. Take sole possession 9-1.
Yeah, Gretzky's at 894. So he's about 203 goals away.
Yeah. So he would need to play 4 more seasons as a 50-goal scorer.
Yes. Or 5 more as a 40-goal scorer.
And he is 30...
I think he's 32, 33.
Yeah. You know, his game's not slowed down. He's playing good. I'm going to go out here and say onside. I think Ovechkin has anyone who's come into the league since Gretzky, I think Ovechkin has the potential to do that.
I will go offside.
Oh.
And I think Ovechkin is the greatest goal scorer ever. He's a better goal scorer than Gretzky, but Gretzky just played in an era where it was easier.
You can get that many goals.
Yeah. So the fact that Ovechkin's even in the conversation when he played through very defensive years of NHL is amazing. But I just think he's never had significant injuries. One's probably going to come up. There's the risk he goes back to Russia at some point.
Yeah.
And also just generally slowing down. I don't think he'll make it.
There's a lot going against him, but it is possible, and I'm riding that possibility. It's the only time it's been possible since Gretzky laid down that number.
Yeah, I agree. Okay, let's look at the next one.
All right, onside offside. Austin Czarnik should be inserted back in the lineup following the All-Star break.
I would probably say onside, just because we're not getting much offense from Bennett, Jankowski, Reeder, Ronaldo. It might be nice to see if he can sort of add a spark, a little more skill on the bottom six.
I completely agree. I think it's the onside. I think, yeah, those names that you mentioned, they've been given the chances, and each have played good, but not good enough. Not, well, at least hasn't put up the numbers. So no production there. So that shakeup is needed, especially coming off after this Eastern road trip with a total of 2 goals. No, like four goals.
Yeah,
if you count in a shootout goal. 4 goals in 3 games.
Yeah,
shakeups needed. Czarnik proved that he had got some scoring potential. He was on second line power play as well, so they know he can do shit. But he was that injury, the high ankle sprain.
I'm not sure what it was, but it was a leg, something in the legs.
Yeah, I think it was some kind of it was the injury where they're still questioning, maybe still giving him some problems even though he's off of injuries.
Yeah. Okay, so the next one. So this one goes back to something Matthew Perreault said.
Winnipeg?
Yeah, he was elbowed in the face by Jake Virtanen, and Jake Virtanen was not given a penalty, or he might have been given a penalty, but he was not given a suspension, and Perreault was not happy about it. So Perreault said this.
I gotta take matters in my own hand next time this happens, and I get to swing my stick across his forehead, and I shouldn't get suspended then.
So his opinion is he can swing his stick across someone's forehead and not get suspended. So the onside offside is, was it smart for him to say this in the media?
No, it was not smart. As offside, I think we learned after the Tortorella fiasco that you really can't come out with any hot comments towards the league, or especially surrounding play. Can't come with any kind of racial comments. Can't make fun of anyone. You know media rules.
And I think I would say
most players follow media rules pretty good, but every now and then you get something like this.
Yeah, and I would say it's offside because if he does swing his stick and hit someone in the forehead and that person gets hurt, he's lost all deniability, like it was an accident, I didn't mean to. So if that's his plan to protect himself, to get his stick up, now he's risking suspension to himself. So he would have been smart to say nothing and just do it. I'm serious.
If you want to do it.
Well, if someone comes, you get your stick up, you can say, oh, it was just instinct, I didn't mean to do it.
Truth is, I don't see Matthew, I hear those words from his mouth, but I wouldn't think he lived up to it. He doesn't show being any kind of dirty player or something, but for me, it's just more of a strange comments to show that much frustration from a no call.
Well, I think he's had concussion problems, so I think he was tired of getting hit in the head.
It was still offside.
Yeah, it was offside.
Based on every other comments that come out to the media, or when the media asks, based on all the other stuff that goes under heat. But you see, it's a fine balance you gotta walk here. The whole Cassian Kachuk, the media is all over them for comments. Kachuk does a good job at keeping it toned down. Cassian called him, he's the definition of an explicit. We think that explicit is shit. I was, you know what I'm talking about?
I do. I'm not sure how this is relating back to.
Well, he's calling in the media. He's making brash comments. No, but like it's still within the line. He's calling Matthew Tkachuk a little shit, or fuck. I'm not sure which explicit he was going for. Okay. But he wasn't threatening. His like next time I see him, I'm going to wring his neck or slash him in the face. He's just saying that he's a bad player.
Yeah. Fair point.
Yeah. Okay, so I got now to insinuate physical harm. That you're premeditating physical harm. It was kind of falls close to the law.
That's exactly what I said, though. That's exactly what I said. Is now if he does it, he's lost deniability.
Yeah. Offside, no doubt. All right. The whole torts thing leads us into the next one. Here's an onside offside for you. The refs did Torella a favor by not putting that time on the clock, resulting in Korpisalo getting injured, just so Elvis, let me get this right, Merzlikins can come in, and his last 5 games, he's 4-1 with 3 shutouts.
I say offside. No, because it's such a small sample size. It who's to say that he wouldn't play this guy anyways and get these results?
Well, how does this feel like, though? Do you think, what's the word I'm looking for? Justice is like... Karma. I feel Torts was wrongdoed by the refs, but he's getting silver lining with Merzlikins playing extremely well.
Right, but I still think it's offside because, come to me in 10, 20 games. Is this...
Korpisalo will be back in a couple of weeks.
Yeah, but I'm saying maybe he loses the next 5. So it was still offside. The refs didn't do the right thing, and it cost them the game and a player.
Yeah, all right. I agree with the offside, but the way, the turn of events here, I just find very interesting. The storyline that Merzlikins is playing awesome following this, I think, is icing on the cake.
Yeah, it's an interesting story. The next one we have, Jeff Ward should have his interim tag removed. Onside or offside, Dan?
Shit. I'm going to use the Nate defense and say too small sample size to call yet. But so far, so good.
Yeah, I agree. It's been too short to remove it. But if he keeps up the... Not the same pace he has now, because that's a bit unachievable. But if he keeps trending in the right direction, I would say remove the tag, keep him as coach for next season.
Yeah, because of that, we'll give it an onside, meaning that he's doing well now. But we'll wait till the end of the season.
Yeah.
To see how that...
And the playoffs, of course.
Yeah.
If the Flames underachieve in the playoffs, maybe he won't be coach.
I mean, the pressure on the Flames these days is like...
Their win now.
Yeah, and you be strong in the playoffs.
Yeah.
Like, just getting through the playoffs is no longer good enough. They need to play well in the playoffs. All right. Moving on. Putting a bye week and All-Star break together is a good idea. Onside or offside?
I think that's offside.
No?
Because you're in the middle of the season, and there will be no meaningful hockey for...
8 days?
Yeah, I think it's Monday.
Yeah.
Of not this week, but next week. So, as a fan, that's 8 days without hockey. You lose momentum in the season.
The way I see it is, so we're podcasting to you on Sunday. Boston and Pittsburgh are playing as we speak. And I think there's another game today. So there's 2 games today and then quiet for the next 8 days. I've put aside a big portion of my life to hockey, watching hockey, taking notes, what you would do. So this next week, I as well have a big break because there's no games to watch and news to follow. Well, there'll be news. There's always people digging up some bullshit besides the All-Stars.
But still, everything slows down. It's quiet, and then
That's
the week
my
we come
complaint
back
is,
the week we come back is Super Bowl. So people are distracted again by Super Bowl. So it really